The first one was a 4-day retreat during Thanksgiving last year. And the second and the third were the 1-day retreat in January and February, respectively. And this is the 5-day retreat. So far, this is the longest retreat I lead at this place. I thank all of you for coming to this retreat and giving me chance to share my knowledge and experience of the Dharma with you. And I also thank my students and friends who managed this retreat, who made this retreat a reality. And also I thank the fathers of this church for letting us have the use of the facilities here at a very low charge. So all of these made this retreat possible. It is good to take meditation retreats whenever there's a chance or whenever you can. You are living in a world filled with tension and all kinds of troubles. Just as you take vacation for your physical body, you need to take vacation for your mind, for your mental relaxation from time to time. This mental vacation is different from the physical vacations. When you take vacations, sometimes you are more exhausted when you come back from vacation than before. But this mental vacation is very different. Here, you take vacation from all rigorous physical exertions, and you take vacation from worries, anxieties, tension, depression, all sorts of things. The meditation which you are practicing now is meant ultimately for making an end to suffering. Buddhism teaches us that everything in the world is dukkha. The Pali word dukkha is translated into English as suffering. But the word dukkha covers more than what is popularly known by the word suffering. It also includes the unsatisfactoriness of things. Everything that has a beginning and an end, that has rising and disappearing, is not satisfactory. We want things to last long, to last forever, but they don't last. They are not the same even for 2 consecutive moments. They are in a flux of change. They are changing every moment. Everything that has a beginning and an end, that is arising and disappearing, is therefore unsatisfactory, dukkha, and suffering. Buddha gave us criterion for suffering, and that is rising and falling. Everything that has a rising and falling is termed dukkha. Since everything in the world around us, including us, has rising and falling, this everything is suffering or dukkha. And the Vipassanā meditation will lead us to end this suffering, and realize the 4 noble truths. In order to gain realization of truth, we need to have spiritual development. Without the spiritual development, there can be no realization of truth. And this spiritual development, which leads to the realization of truth, must be achieved through mental culture, development of mind, training of mind. And this mental culture is taught in 2 ways: to gain tranquility and to gain realization. Without the mental culture, we cannot have penetrative knowledge into the nature of things, which will help us to see the true characteristic of things, the impermanence, suffering, and soulless nature of things. And this mental culture can be practiced in different ways. Before we talk about the ways of mental culture, let me first talk about 3 kinds of concentration to be met with when one practices meditation. Meditation leads to concentration, and concentration leads to wisdom, or penetrating into the nature of things. And the concentration which is gained through meditation is of 3 kinds. The proximate or neighborhood concentration, ecstatic or fixed or established concentration, and momentary concentration. Concentration means collectedness of mind or one-pointedness of mind. The ability of mind to be on the object, to be with the object, not being disturbed by the other objects, not being disturbed by the distracting thoughts. When a person practices some kind of meditation, for example, the kasina meditation, looking at the disk of earth or color or some other thing, and dwelling upon it, concentrating upon it, his mind will become fixed on that object. First, he will have to practice, or he will have to keep his mind on the object, or say to himself the name of the thing as earth, 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 many times, days, weeks, months, maybe years, until he gains one-pointedness of mind, until he can be on the object without the intervention of distracting thoughts. When he can keep his mind on the object without being disturbed by the distracting thoughts and other objects as well, he is said to have gained the proximate concentration or neighborhood concentration. It is called proximate or neighborhood because it is close to the attainment of what we call jhana. When he carries on the practice of meditation, a time will come when his mind will be firmly fixed on that object, not shaken by the mental hindrances such as sensual desire. When he can fix his mind on the object without the intervention of these mental hindrances, he is said to have reached the ecstatic or established concentration. So the ecstatic or established concentration is nothing but jhana consciousness, something like a state of trance or ecstasy. The other kind of concentration which one gets through meditation is the momentary concentration. It is like the proximate concentration. When a person practices Vipassanā meditation, first he keeps his mind on the object, but he also takes into account, or he also pays attention to whatever object is presented to him through the 6 sense doors: eyes, ears, nose, tongue or mouth, body and mind. When he can be mindful of these objects, every time these objects become apparent to him, every time these objects are presented to him, without the intervention of the distracting thoughts, he is said to have reached the momentary concentration. It is like proximate concentration. A yogi or a person will be able to be on the object all the time, and distracting thoughts will not come to him. So his meditation is one moment of mindfulness followed by another moment of mindfulness. The difference between the proximate concentration and momentary concentration is that proximate concentration takes only one object, one and the same object. But momentary concentration takes different objects at different moments. Because in Vipassanā meditation, everything, every object becomes the object of meditation. So momentary concentration is called momentary because it is concentrated at that moment. It exists for a moment. And then the next moment is also the moment of concentration. But at every moment, it may have different objects. This is the difference between the proximate concentration and momentary concentration. Proximate concentration and established concentration belong to the Samatha type of meditation. When a person practices Samatha meditation, he will reach first proximate concentration and then established concentration. But a person who practices Vipassanā meditation will not reach preliminary proximity concentration or established concentration. But instead, he will reach the momentary concentration. And that momentary concentration is as good as the proximate concentration. It is almost as strong as the established concentration, in the sense that it is not disturbed by the distracting thoughts. This momentary concentration is the important factor in Vipassanā meditation. So every person who practices Vipassanā meditation must try to get this type of concentration. When a person practices Vipassanā meditation, he has to go through 7 stages of purity. And the first is the purity of morale. It is not really meditation. And the second stage is the purity of mind. And the purity of mind consists in gaining proximate concentration and established concentration in the case of Samatha meditation, and in momentary concentration in the case of Vipassanā meditation. So a person who practices Vipassanā meditation is said to have gained the purity of mind when he has reached the momentary concentration. And this momentary concentration is, as I said, as good as the proximate and established concentration. This momentary concentration is explained in the commentary to Visuddhimagga as momentary unification of mind means the concentration of mind lasting only for a moment. But next moment it lasts, and the next moment it lasts. So actually it lasts for a long time. For that type of concentration too, when it occurs uninterruptedly with its respective object in a single mode, and is not overcome by opposition, fixes the mind immovably as if in absorption, as if in jhana. So this momentary concentration can fix the mind immovably on the object as in jhana. As the jhana concentration or established concentration can fix the mind immovably on the object, so this momentary concentration can fix the mind to the object immovably, firmly. The only difference is the object. Jhana concentration takes only one object, one and the same object. But this momentary concentration takes different objects at different moments. So momentary concentration is like, I think there is some machine which can put caps on the bottle. So the bottles come under it one after the other. And when the bottle is right under it, the machine put the cap on the bottle, and the next bottle and the next bottle. So the moment when a bottle comes right under it, it just put the cap on the bottle. So momentary concentration is like that. The objects may come to him in succession. At this moment, at one moment, there is one object. And at the next moment, there may be a different object. although the objects are different, the quality of concentration is the same. At every moment there is this concentration, this unification of mind. That is momentary concentration. Now, there are two kinds of meditators. Meditators here means meditators for the realization of truth, not just for the tranquility of mind, or not just for the attainment of jhana. So there are two kinds of meditators. The first one is the person who has Samatha as vehicle for the realization of truth. And the second one is one who has Vipassanā or pure Vipassanā as vehicle for the realization of truth. The first one is the one who has Samatha as vehicle for the realization of truth. And the second one is one who has Vipassanā only, or pure Vipassanā as vehicle for the realization of truth. That means the first person practices first Samatha meditation. Samatha meditation which will lead him to the attainment of jhana, or at least to the attainment of the proximate concentration. And after the attainment of jhana, he will practice Vipassana meditation, taking the proximate concentration or jhana concentration as the object of Vipassana meditation. So a person who has Samatha as vehicle practices both Samatha and Vipassana. First he practices Samatha meditation, and then he practices Vipassana. And his Vipassana takes the jhana or its proximate concentration as the object of Vipassana meditation. That means after he has attained jhana, he will enter into jhana, and emerging from that jhana state, he will look at that jhana or the proximate concentration and contemplate on them as impermanent, as unsatisfactory, as insubstantial. And he will gain insight knowledge, different kinds of insight knowledge through that Vipassana meditation until he attains realization of truth. Many persons during the time of the Buddha practiced first Samatha, later Vipassana meditation. There is a sutta called Samanya Phala Sutta. It is the sutta on the benefits of being a monk, a samana. In that sutta, the spiritual journey of the monk is described step by step. So in that sutta, first the morality sila, and then the guarding of the senses, and it goes on and on. Then first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana, and then supernormal power, and lastly Vipassana, the knowledge that leads to the extinction of the intoxicants or mental defilement. And also when the Buddha became the Buddha, he practiced first the breathing meditation, Anapana meditation. And through this Anapana meditation, he gained jhanas, first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana. And then he gained the supernormal, different kinds of supernormal knowledge, the three kinds of supernormal knowledge. And ultimately gained the knowledge by which all the intoxicants were destroyed. So when one reads these suttas, one is tempted to think that one must practice first Samatha and then Vipassana in order to gain attainment. But that is not so. That is one way of achieving the realization of truth. That is one way of achieving the realization of truth. That is not the only way. The other way is for those who has Vipassana only as vehicle. That means for those who practice Vipassana right away. They do not practice Samatha first and later go over to Vipassana. They just practice Samatha directly. Vipassana directly. They are called pure, having those having pure Vipassana as vehicle. These persons practice Vipassana only, and not Samatha as the first person does. But they are said to be Vipassana and Samatha both in his practice too. Because when a person practices Vipassana meditation and he gains a certain kind of samadhi, first he gains insight into the mind and matter, into the cause-effect relationship of things, and into the impermanent nature, etc. of mind and matter. After gaining these different stages of insight knowledge, his mind becomes concentrated. His concentration of mind becomes strong. And that strong concentration of mind is called Samatha. Not because he practiced Samatha meditation, but his mind at that time is so concentrated that it can be called Samatha. Because Samatha, the word Samatha is sometimes a synonym for Samadhi, concentration. So, for those who have the Samatha as vehicle, Samatha comes first and Vipassana later. And for those who have Vipassana only as vehicle, Vipassana comes first and Samadhi comes later. So, by whichever way one realizes truth, there are both Samatha and Vipassana involved. For those who practice first Samatha, really practices Samatha meditation to gain proximate concentration and the established concentration or jhana, and then they shift to Vipassana. Those who have the Vipassana only as vehicle practice Vipassana, and through Vipassana they gain a strong concentration, and that strong concentration is called Samatha. So first Vipassana and then Samatha for those who has Vipassana only as vehicle. And that Samadhi in Vipassana can be of three levels. The first level is reached when one comes to gain the knowledge of discriminating between mind and matter. Discrimination of mind and matter, the knowledge of discrimination of mind and matter is the first of the Vipassana knowledges. And that involves the momentary concentration. Without the momentary concentration, there cannot be the discrimination of mind and matter. Without the momentary concentration, without the mind being able to be on the object for a long time, this knowledge of mind and matter cannot come. This is the lowest level of momentary concentration. The next level, the middle level, is reached when one can see the arising and disappearing of things, arising and disappearing of mental and physical phenomena. And the best or the highest level is reached from the time when one sees the dissolution of things and other stages of Vipassana knowledge. So in practicing Vipassana meditation, there are both Vipassana and what is called Samatha or Samadhi are involved. And on one and the same object, you can practice either Samatha or Vipassana, depending on how you practice it. The breath, breathing in and breathing out, can be the object of Samatha meditation as well as Vipassana meditation. When you practice breathing meditation as Samatha meditation, you keep your mind on the breath and breath alone, and you ignore other objects. You try to be on the breathing all the time. And when you practice breathing meditation as Vipassana meditation, you keep your mind on the breath, you try to be on the breath, but you also pay attention to other objects that are presented to you through the six sense doors. That is why now when you practice Vipassana meditation, you are instructed to make notes of sounds, noises, going outs, thoughts, emotions, and feelings in the body. That is one difference between Samatha and Vipassana. There is also another difference. When you practice breathing meditation as Samatha, you just try to see the form of the breath, just the form of the breath. But when you practice this as Vipassana meditation, you try to see the quality of the breath, the essence of the breath. That means the element, the wind element of the breath. The breath are the air or wind, and so they are the wind element. So that is the difference. When you concentrate on the form of the breath, something like a stick or a rope, then it is Samatha meditation. When you try to be aware of the sensation of the breath rubbing against your nose, and the movement of the breath there, then you are practicing Vipassana meditation. So Samatha meditation just take the form of the breath as the object, and Vipassana meditation takes the essence or the quality of the breath as object. And Samatha meditation will not lead you to see or realize that there are only mind and matter going on. There is just this pair of mind and matter and nothing else. Samatha will not lead you to the realization of this. But Vipassana will lead you to see the mind and matter clearly, and to know that there is only this mind, this pair of mind and matter, and nothing else. And also, Samatha meditation will not lead you to seeing the rising and disappearing of things, the rising and disappearing of your thoughts, or rising and disappearing of physical elements or properties. But Vipassana meditation will lead you to this too. It will lead you to seeing the rising and falling of all the phenomena, rising and falling of your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, and also the rising and falling of the breath, or rising and disappearing of the breath, and so on. So this is the difference between Samatha meditation and Vipassana meditation. The other day, a man asked me something like, is jhana good, or is jhana not to be practiced? I told him, well, jhana is a good thing, but the way you make use of it will be good or bad. It is like electricity. We can heat our homes with electricity, we can make the tools run by electricity, and we can do a lot of things by electricity, good things. And we can also burn houses with electricity, or we can electrocute men and kill them with electricity. So it is not that electricity is good or evil by itself. It is the way we put it to use that makes electricity good or bad. In the same way, jhana is not bad. Jhana is a state of mind free from mental hindrances, and it is a concentrated state of mind, so that during the moments of jhana, one's mind is tranquil, really peaceful, and one is really happy. But this jhana and also the subsequent powers of supernormal knowledge, which are gained through the jhana, can be used for evil purposes. You can use jhana or the supernormal knowledge, supernormal powers to gain reputation, or to get personal gain, or even to impress people, and so on. So when it is used in that way, jhana is said to be not good. But if jhana is used for the basis of vipassana, it is very good. And it is what is meant by the Buddha. When Buddha gave us these two kinds of meditation, the Samatha meditation and Vipassana meditation, he meant the Samatha meditation to be the basis for Vipassana meditation. Samatha for Samatha's sake alone will not help people, will not help you to diminish mental defilements, to diminish attachments, to diminish ill will, to diminish delusion. It may even make you more proud or arrogant. But Samatha, which is made the basis for Vipassana, becomes a powerful tool for gaining Vipassana knowledge. Because when one practices Samatha and gains jhana, these jhana factors and also the object of jhana appear and arise in him very clearly, so that he can take the factors of jhana, or he can take the objects of jhana very clearly, vividly. And so he can see the impermanent nature and suffering nature and soulless nature of these things more easily than one who has not attained jhana and who cannot take jhana and the factors of jhana as the object of vipassana meditation. Therefore, jhana should be the basis for vipassana meditation. And if it is practiced with that intention in mind, then jhana is good. But if jhana is to be practiced just for the satisfaction of one's ego, or just for the personal gain, then it is not good. So we cannot say that jhana is good or bad without qualification. Both jhana and vipassana are good things, and if they are used for good purposes, then they are good. Nowadays, to reach the state of jhana is very difficult. It may take months or years, and so many people do not want to practice jhana, do not want to practice samatha meditation to reach the state of jhana. And so most people become the persons who have pure vipassana as vehicle. That means who are practitioners of pure vipassana. And many people nowadays practice this method of this way of mental culture, the pure vipassana meditation. And pure vipassana means just instead of practicing samatha first, vipassana is practiced without the preceding of samatha. And this vipassana meditation, even without samatha, will lead the practitioners, will lead the yogis to the desired results, to the eradication of greed, hatred, delusion. Even though practitioners cannot reach such a high state, they can get many results or benefits from the practice of vipassana meditation. Vipassana meditation enables the yogis to see the true nature of things. And when one has seen the true nature of things, one can have less attachment to the things. When one has less attachment, one has less suffering or less dukkha, because dukkha is caused by attachment. And since one has less attachment, one can see things with detached attitude and can accept things good or bad without agitation, without negative reaction, and be able to live with the ups and downs of life, will not be much affected by the good things or bad things in life. Even if one does not reach that state, one can still get benefits from the vipassana meditation. Vipassana meditation is the awareness meditation or mindfulness meditation, and one has to do everything with mindfulness. Therefore, everything one does becomes more meaningful for that person. Things done without care, carelessly done in the past, becomes more meaningful for him or for any person. And he will be able to see things in their true perspective, as things not to be attached to, as things that are impermanent, and so can have less attachment to things. And the sure result or benefits of meditation is peace of mind. So when you are meditating, your mind is peaceful. Your mind is not oppressed by worry, delusion, depression. And it is for the getting rid of these things that you practice meditation. And so when you are practicing meditation, your mind is tranquil, your mind is wholesome, your mind is peaceful. And you can carry this peacefulness, wholesomeness of your mind back to your daily life. And this is the sure benefit you get from the practice of meditation. And this Vipassanā meditation is not particularly Buddhist meditation. It can be practiced by any person, regardless of his or her religion. At my retreat, which I gave in Los Angeles a few weeks ago, there were two Franciscan brothers. They lived near the place where I gave the retreat, and they came to the retreat, although they did not sleep at the monastery. Their church or monastery is not far from the place, so they came to the retreat center early morning to be in time for 5:30 sitting, and they meditated the whole day, and at the end of the day they went back. So anybody, whether he is a Buddhist or not, can practice Vipassanā meditation, because this Vipassanā meditation involves nothing that we can call religion. It is the scientific investigation or examination of oneself, or the close observation of oneself. And this can be done by any person. And this can be done with good results. Thank you.